Hey y'all. So we are on the road, on the move. Sorry, I'm trying to balance the computer on my lap. I'm hot spotting it so I can do what I needed to do. Good afternoon, all. In some cases, you might be morning, you might be evening. We don't know where we are around the world. Yes, we're being safe. It's so funny. So you guys always get me information. Hey guys, hey. So you guys always give me information, right? Oh, for those of you that know me, you might as well go get your cup of coffee. If you haven't already got your cup of coffee, go get it. So, I got some information. We never watch any of Kitty's nonsense. So, they were saying that they're trying to do some counter protesting and stuff like that with music. First of all, the live that's going on is not even monetized. It's absolutely worthless. We've already reached out. Ben's, we did that several days ago. We will not be hindered. They will be moving the protesters, any counter protesters, away from us so it does not cause a problem, so they can peacefully protest themselves, and their peaceful protest will be further away from us than we will. I wish them all the best of luck. They have their First Amendment right as well. Unfortunately, they're not going to be in the area that we are, so that's good news. We're approaching, are we in Atlanta, Georgia yet? We're approaching Atlanta, Georgia. So I'm hoping that, good. Yep. We're just going there to peacefully protest, let people know that we're here, that, the world is watching, that we have some serious questions related to why Donald Wells and Candace Wells are being able to live their life as if nothing happened. And they're allowed to hang around criminals. They're allowed to use, narcotics. They're allowed to drink booze. When he's on probation, he just had a violation of probation for a DUI. The crimes against his own children, the crimes against the animals. Why are they still able to live their life as if nothing happened? Why are they able to be out to play these little games with people? They have a 5-year-old child missing. We actually asked them. We actually asked them to. Turn that off. I don't know why I'm going through that. I thought I changed that over. We actually asked them to come out with us and help us search for their daughter. Jonathan had a plea on Chronicles of Olivia. She did a live earlier, and we told the Wells on her live that we will, put our personal opinions aside if they would like to help us.
We help them.
Or us help them.
Vice versa.
Well, whatever. However you play it, whether they help us look for their own daughter or whether we help them look for their daughter. We handed them that olive branch. We handed out that olive branch, that we're willing to put our personal differences aside to assist them in the search of their own daughter, but we're actually asking them to assist us because, they haven't really done much in way of search. So we just want to get their, lock arms and go out and just put differences aside and look for it. But we're waiting to hear back from them. Not sure if we will. Thank you. I see you. Thank you. Yes, we have snow coming. We know. But you know what? It doesn't stop us. We have to work with what we have to work with. There's Olivia. She's leaning over, so I might as well just turn it around.
Hi, everyone.
Say hi.
Hello. Welcome. Thanks for stopping in. We're just chilling. We're about 5 hours out.
5 hours?
4?
4 and a quarter.
4 and a quarter.
Wow.
Going faster than I thought.
Yeah. That's because she's been half asleep.
As you know.
I've been trying to fall asleep. I don't do well in cars and sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. But I will tell you, we are, next time we do a road trip, I think we're opting for a minivan. Definitely something bigger.
Yeah. Show the packed luggage in the back.
There's our luggage. Look how full we are back there.
Yep. Full house.
We are full to the gills.
Mm-hmm.
We're
Week's
full to the
worth of
gills.
clothing.
Yes, a
Yeah.
week's worth of clothing for 4 people. So,
Yeah, the whole counter protesting thing is absolutely.
well, you know what? Not only
ridiculous.
that, if they come near us, we are going to
Because-
videotape them. We are going to put them on
Yeah.
blast. How dare somebody come to our protest and protest us fighting for a 5
It
justice?
makes them look so bad too. Like, why would they ever do that?
Justice. We're seeking justice for a 5-year-old missing child.
Why would you counter protest that?
And people are trying to come here and counter protest
While media is going to be there. Too.
while media is going to be there. They're going to look like, you know, we made Kitty look like a straight up a-hole. Can you imagine what these people are going to look like in front of God, everybody, and national attention? Protesting people seeking justice for a missing 5-year-old girl. They will be considered the most despicable of despicable. They will be right up there with the parents that are
Yep.
refusing to help. Think about it. We know that. They know that. They're trying to act like this is an attack on us. No, it's not an attack on us. It's an attack on a missing 5-year-old girl. That's what it's an attack on. That's what it's an attack on. You got all these criminals together. They're trying to help each other out, trying to keep each other out of jail. That's what it's over. It's over criminals helping other criminals get away with a crime. That's what it's over, folks. These people that are out there, what?
My personal opinion is they're not going to show. No one's going to show. I don't think anyone's going to show. My personal opinion. Why would they show?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we're not protesting TBI.
Mm-hmm.
We're just presenting a case to them, showing the back history, the nature and characteristics of Don and Candace Wells.
Yep.
We're just trying to bring a spotlight to the case. We know media is going to be there. We're just keeping Summers' name in the spotlight, in the news, hashtagging. It creates more buzz because maybe someone out there saw something. And maybe by us bringing attention to Summers, someone else can come forward and give some information to possibly locate Summers. Bring closure to all of us.
Yeah.
For Summers' whereabouts. I mean, that's what it's about. But I don't think anyone's going to counter protest us. I think
Yeah.
that's a bunch
I think
of
it would be foolish. I think
Very foolish.
I think it would be very foolish of anybody that tried. It doesn't look like it.
and disrespectful to Summer.
Yeah, so we can find out very quickly who Summer Army is and who's Summer's enemies, because we're out here for Summer Wells. Each of you that are watching us and supporting us, you know, in the multitude of ways that you guys support us, we are Summer's Army. Those other people are just noise. You know, they're just noise. They're trying to help their friends elude justice. That's what they're doing. They're aiding and abetting criminals. So, you know, we welcome all people.
They're turning a blind eye to Candace and Don Wells' past behaviors.
Yep.
And like I've said other times, let's put Summer out of the equation.
Mhm.
Let's look at the track history of
Mhm.
both Don and Candace Wells. What does that tell you?
Yeah.
Don Wells, he's been arrested for the last 40 years of his life.
40 years Don Wells has been arrested.
Off and
40
on.
years.
Multiple
off and on.
states.
Multiple states. Multiple charges.
Burglaries, thefts, forgeries, auto thefts, assaulting
Can you guys
his
hear
spouse.
Jonathan up there?
Can they hear?
I don't know. I'm not asking him.
I think they can.
I
Can
think
you hear me?
Can you guys hear Jonathan? Or do I need to move the computer closer to him? Hold on,
They
give-
can probably hear me. I don't know.
That's right, Jonathan. They can hear you. Okay,
Yeah.
keep
So,
going.
you know, basically Don Wells, 40 plus years of being arrested. Tennessee, Arkansas, Florida, Texas, Utah. I mean, the guy has an arrest 40 years, 30 years ago for beating his wife or beating his spouse in Hillsborough County, Florida.
Mhm.
And lo and behold, just last year or the year before, probably about a year and a half ago, he gets arrested for domestic violence on Candace at the house,
Mhm.
which ultimately got him put on probation. So he's still doing these acts over and over. I mean, the guy was on parole the guy was in the Utah Department of Corrections 5 different times he was admitted there on 5 different crimes during a 15-year period. And out of the course of that, he was paroled every time, but violated parole every single time he was paroled out. There was one time in 2001 where he got paroled out of the Utah Department of Corrections and then fled and went to his Ben Hill Road house. And the FBI and the police and the Hawkins County Sheriff had to go to the house and get him and extradite him back to Utah.
Yeah.
So we are talking about long-term manipulation of we should not believe.
Right.
Literally. He has zero credibility. Don Wells has zero credibility. And now let's talk about Candace Wells, Candace Bly. Up in Wisconsin, she had 2 children. She had a boy and a girl. One was named after her. The other one was named after the baby's father. Candace had these children when she was young, I believe around 20-ish, 19, 20-ish. The guy that she had these children with were twice her age. He was 44 at the time. And Candace Wells got arrested in Burnett County, Wisconsin for abusing her child and drug use, which ultimately had her 2 children taken away from her from the state. Candace Wells has 6 mugshots in the state of Wisconsin. She's been arrested off and on back in the day for disorderly conduct and brandishing a weapon and her child abuse. So, she gets her kids taken away. Now, we all know that people have reached out to her 2 children, and her daughter that she had out in Wisconsin said openly in Facebook groups on posts that during the last 20 plus years since Candace had her children taken away, Candace has not reached out to her daughter once, not at all. She hasn't even attempted to build a relationship with her daughter or her son. She hasn't even reached them. Now, we hear recently she tried to reach out to her daughter after a backlash on that. But that's shameful. That's shameful. So her 2 kids are taken away. She joins the carnival. She's a carny girl, whatever, hooks up with Don Wells, and then goes to Don Wells' compound there on Ben Hill Road, Beach Creek. And then they breed more children. They breed 3 boys. And then Summer Wells, which, remember everyone, Candace and Don didn't even know Summer's birthday. They didn't even know Summer's birthday. During the course of the last 5 years, 911 calls that we obtained through Hawkins County 911 dispatch show continuous calls going to the Wells homes for domestic violence and the Wells giving alcohol to children and parents calling 911 saying their children are up there stuck at the Wells home and they're scared to go retrieve them because of the threats that Don and Candace have done. We've talked to numerous friends of Don and Candace Wells who said that Don and Candace gave their children alcohol.
So we have a question here. Some person that thinks they're smarter than you said, no, Candace was never charged with hurting her kids.
Yes, she was.
Yes, she was. And you want to know where we got the information? Directly from the state of Wisconsin.
We posted the
through records requests. Tennessee Shine.
2001.
Maybe you should do your work. Maybe you should get off the internet and actually do, records request in the state of Wisconsin and read what this despicable woman has done.
She was arrested
multiple times. Multiple times she was arrested.
So that's a pattern in history of both of them. They're not victims. Don and Candace Wells are not victims. They're perpetrators.
Yeah.
They're predators.
They're predators.
They're predators. They're perpetrators. They neglect children. They abuse children. They live a very just disgusting life there on Ben Hill Road. Their house that we've been to and saw up on the hill, it is littered with trash. Their property and their hill is littered with children's toys, beer bottles, garbage up at the top of their house. Garbage. You have a school bus, an abandoned giant school bus on their property, along with old junk cars and a piece of crap trailer in back of their house. And you guys all saw the videos and pictures of the inside of the Wells home. It is a dump. And that's not an excuse, because I know, and you can't say poverty is an excuse, okay? Because I grew up poor, I really did. But I had personal pride. Even though you don't have the money, you still have personal pride in yourself. And they lack that. They lack that. We've listened to videos in the last 6 months. Don and Candace Wells fighting and arguing with each other on YouTube Lives, calling each other derogatory names. I mean, wake up, people. These people are not angels. They're not victims. They're disgusting people. And you have 5-year-old Summer Wells. She's still missing. And they're not yet going out there searching for Summer Wells. They haven't even went on a search team for Summer Wells. They're not standing side by side with law enforcement for any reason. Why? Why isn't law enforcement standing next to Don and Candace Wells asking for, because they claim there was kidnapped, but no evidence. The police said no evidence. Authorities said no evidence of a kidnapping. Why isn't law enforcement next to Don and Candace Wells? I'll tell you why. Because they're guilty. They're guilty. Their past behaviors. Who would want to be next to them? Who would want to be able to be side by side with the Wells? Only bottom feeders and degenerates and disgusting people. They're like the people that, they're kind. They're kind. We are not defending them. We are outing them. We will continue to expose them. Now, I offered an olive branch to Don Wells on Chronicles of Olivia on her live earlier. I said, Don and Candace Wells, I'll put my differences aside. If you come out and lock arms with me, and we'll go search for Summer. Don Wells has been saying for the last week, check the meth houses. Summer's in the meth houses. It had to be a meth guy. Okay, Don Wells, well, come meet me and we'll go check the meth houses together. I'll go knock on these doors. Show me which meth houses you think Summer is at so I can find Summer for you and bring closure. But you don't want to do that. Why, Don Wells? So I have no sympathy for this family. I doubt they will come out and meet us. I've offered that. Let's find Summer Wells. Let's get answers and let's get justice.
All right, folks, you heard it from JLR. That's what we're seeking. Lots of stuff going on here, right? Oh, we got some. Let me just get this up. Thank you, guys. Thank you. So sweet. Yes, he does. They say you rule. Heels on the ground, folks. Heels on the ground. This is all made possible by Heels on the Ground, folks. If you guys don't know what it is, it's a nonprofit organization. We just recently filed our paperwork. This is our ability. This is a nonprofit that gives us our ability to travel, for these cases. It's great. It's great. Just also want to remind everybody, this is a judgment-free zone. So if you are rude, if you are disrespectful to our team, if you're nasty, if you guys say stuff about, we don't even want other creators. We don't want you trashing other creators. So if you trash other creators and you trash our team, you will be booted out of here. So that's just the rules. If I trash them, it's my channel. I'll trash them, but I don't want my audience doing the same. If you guys want to agree when I trash them, you may. This is a no kitty zone as well, so we can always trash him. I really don't care. Let's see here what we got going on.
So we're also going to go to DCS, let them know that we're going.
Yeah, we're talking about going to the Department of Children's Services as well in Rogersville to do some sort of protest. I know a lot of people were in here. Where's my mouse? We're in here asking us, are we going to do that? It looks like if we have them time, we may be over there to protest them as well, let them know we're watching, and actually find out what in the world happened. Why were these kids not removed from this home? They had all the information. The first visit into this home that they ever saw was enough information to get those children pulled out of the home. Why did CPS fail them?
Yeah, well, so we're gonna actually I'm gonna attempt to look for Sherry Monds, M-O-N-D-S, Monds. She is the actual case manager that is handling Don and Wells' custody case with the 3 boys. I'm actually going to go and try to speak to her and present her documentation, photographs, and evidence that I feel child abuse occurred on the home of the Wells property. I want to reach her. I have that right to reach her. I have that right as a citizen to inform Tennessee Department of Children's Services whenever I feel that there's child abuse, and I have I have evidence to back that up, and I want to present it to them. I want to get it on the record. I want to talk to them. I want to talk to them about Donna Wells, Candace Wells. I don't know if they're going to talk to me back because there is a gag order on their case, but I have the right to talk to them, and I have the right to hand them information.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm going to keep doing, giving them information. I encourage everyone else, if you see Don and Candace Wells doing anything wrong to children, past behaviors, videos of them yelling at their children, spanking their children, pictures that are questionable, send them into the Tennessee Department of Children's Services. Case manager Mons, M-O-N-D-S, in that region, Rogersville, and let them know what Don and Candace Wells are doing. Because at this time, no child is safe on the Wells property. No child is safe there. I don't feel comfortable with the boys going back there. And I'm a citizen, and based off all their behaviors, I'm going to do everything possible to prevent those kids from ever going back to that home again in those deplorable conditions. I'm trying to save the children.
So again, you heard it from JLR. Yes, we don't really care. We've got Joey. Thank you for that information. But at this point, we are going to we're going to have it handled a different way, and he can do whatever he wants. I've already told him he can no longer use me for his content. If he chooses to continue to stream my stuff, it's just going to be, he's going to have a lot to deal with. He thinks it's funny now, but I'm done. I don't really care for him. I blocked him, and he's still coming here. He's still harassing me. He's still stealing my stuff. He's still stealing my brand, and he's still profiting off of it. So he will have, at some point, maybe not today, but it will be coming. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Thank you. Thank you. So we are on our way here. You know, we have a whole team of haters out there, trolls and everything else that are, constantly attacking us for trying to help this 5-year-old girl. And we've reached our hands out to Don and Candace Wells to help us, help them, and to help us go out and look for their 5-year-old child that's missing. We're waiting to hear a response back from them. We hope they take us up on our request for them to help us find their child. So hopefully we'll get some responses from them. I think, we need a little more kindness in there's so much filth. I mean, as you can see, there's somebody he doesn't care about me. He doesn't care about life. He doesn't care about this poor 5-year-old child, and he's streaming me right now. He's a despicable man, and I pray for him. I really pray for him. So I would behoove everybody, if you feel he is violating YouTube community standards and copyright things, I'm going to be working on that today, but I behoove you to take action. If you feel he is violating terms and conditions, I behoove each and every person watching this video to take action. There is a report button on every single one of our screens. I don't need him. Clearly he needs me, and I feel bad for him. So I'm not going to get into the drama anymore with him. I really am not. I will strike him. I'm going to. I just haven't had the time to do it yet because they're asking for links and other things, and I've got to videotape it. It's just a mess. I did notice that we did have why is this thing doing that? Did I scrap that? That's cracked. What the hell? Thank you. Thank you, guys. So he knows the rules. He's continuously violating them, and he's going to have to figure that out.
Can you ask anyone on there if they know if Don Wells actually went to court today or returned?
Does anybody know whether Don Wells turned himself in? And this is another thing with Don Wells. Don Wells is constantly playing these games. He's got a 5-year-old daughter missing. It is wholly disrespectful to his daughter. Wholly disrespectful to his daughter, Summer Wells, to be missing, and for him to be playing these little games and pranks. Who does that? What parent does that?
Pointing the fingers at other people as a diversion off of him. I mean, the other day he he blamed Dudley Ajon. He blamed Dudley Ajon, a co-worker, and now he also blamed another co-worker named Jerry McLean. Both of them worked or still work at Tucker Drywall, but he was blaming them, saying, "Oh, police need to check them." He was blaming his neighbor Fred Hill on Ben Hill. He points the fingers everywhere else, but he doesn't point the finger at himself. He doesn't accept any responsibility on himself. He's so adamant about a kidnapper, but cannot provide any detail. Police are not backing him. He told us in text the other day that he has to turn himself in this Thursday, today, for a probation violation. He has to turn himself into probation. So was he lying? Was it just another lie?
I personally believe he was lying. I personally believe he's not turning himself in. I don't have, that's the problem. He's too busy playing games than getting his butt up to help him or to help find Summer. He's too busy playing games. And so, but at any rate, we did reach out and told him that we would put our biases, everything aside. If he would like to meet with us, if he would like to join arms with us, and if he would like to help us go find Summer Wells, go look, and everything else. So again, somebody says, Don said last night he will be working 7 days a week for the next while. Yes, we knew when he was going to court. We knew when he was going to court. But see, when he started saying this stuff, I told him that when we were going to court, I told him, or he was talking about this, I told him that I thought he was playing another game again. And again, what person spends this much time playing games when they've had a child missing for 6 months? People that we come across that have children missing are distraught. They're not thinking about going on the computer. They're not thinking about going on YouTube. They're not thinking about playing games with people. They're not thinking about going out of their way to reach out to people to say that they're turning themselves in. They're not doing these types of things. They're just not. They're just not. So it calls into question, why is he doing these things? It doesn't sound like a grieving father. Outside of these crocodile tears from Candace, why hasn't she been crying for the last 6 months? Why finally yesterday? Why? For anybody that's sticking up for these despicable parents, shame on you and go straight to hell. Seriously. You guys need to come out here. I mean, you literally feel the evil coming off Ben Hill Road. Literally feel the evil. So it's sad. But anyways, I don't want other creators that are stealing my work to get paid, guys. So I'm going to go ahead. Actually, I'm going to keep going. They can. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I think the more I run and the more they stream, the more this is going to look like what it's going to look like.
But
so
also, like, for you guys, if you see a creator stealing Andra's stuff
or
mine or JLR or anyone from our team, don't be afraid to comment and say, hey, like, you're literally stealing their work, like, stand up for us too. Like,
we've got a video. That. We got a video that YouTube has put out. YouTube has put out a video. Let me see if I can play it. Because since AF is streaming this, maybe he'll be kind enough to stream the video. Hold on, let me see if I can get this to play. Just bear with me, y'all. Might as well play it so his entire panel can see it, right? So there's no misconceptions or misunderstandings about what is a violation and what is not a violation. Let's see if he has the balls to play the whole thing. I mean, he doesn't mind stealing my work. Doesn't mind stealing my work, so might as well give him something to steal. All right. let's see if I can. Let me see if I can share my screen. I got almost 800 people on here. Everybody keeps trying to say that I'm lying, right? I'm lying, a big old fat liar. Okay, well.
Oh, someone's calling you.
Hi, I'm Sari, here to answer your copyright questions. Today's topic is fair use. First, what is fair use? Fair use allows you to reuse copyright-protected material under certain circumstances without getting permission from the copyright owner. Fair use is an exception to copyright law and is not determined by YouTube. Let me say that again. YouTube does not decide what is fair use and what isn't. Only the court can do that. What counts as fair use? Different countries have different rules about when it's okay to use material
Sorry, guys, I gotta figure this out.
without the copyright owner's permission. In some countries, it's not even called fair use. For example, in the UK, it's referred to as fair dealing. Aside from what your country calls it, courts usually focus on whether your use of another person's song or video is transformative. Basically, they're asking if you added new expression or meaning to the original work, or if it basically copies the original. For example, in the US, content that might be considered fair use includes commentary, criticism, or news reporting. Also, keep in mind that just because you say something's fair use, give credit to the copyright owner, or add a disclaimer like no infringement intended, it does not mean that you're protected. How is fair use determined by law? Determining fair use is never a cut and dry process. In the US, fair use can only be determined in court by a judge. The judge will look at your case overall based on a few different factors. Here are a few things to keep in mind based on what the courts look at. You're less likely to qualify for fair use if your video merely copies someone else's and adds nothing else, if you're trying to monetize your video, if you're using fictional copyrighted material rather than factual material, if you borrowed a large amount of material rather than a small portion, if the main focus of your video is the copyright protected material, or if your use of the material harms the copyright owner's ability to profit from their original work. So, all of these are helpful factors to consider when thinking about fair use. But also keep in mind, there is no guarantee that you'll qualify for fair use just because you take these factors into account. For example, just because you don't monetize your video, or if you only use a small portion of the copyrighted material, that does not mean you automatically qualify for fair use. Again, the courts look at everything holistically, and there's always a risk involved when using someone else's copyrighted work. Think carefully about all of these factors and get legal advice if needed. Companies are claiming just a few seconds of a video. How is that not abuse? One of the biggest myths about fair use is that there's a minimum amount of time you're allowed to use someone else's copyrighted work. But despite what some people may think, there is no duration which you can use someone else's content that is automatically protected under fair use. In fact, courts have rejected fair use arguments for songs that only sample a few seconds of someone else's work. So if you're using any amount of content that you don't own, even a few seconds, you're taking a risk of receiving a claim or a takedown. You have the right to argue fair use, but only courts, not YouTube, can ultimately decide whether the use of someone else's content is protected under fair use. Because of this, our approach has been to empower creators to remove claimed content whenever possible if they feel that it isn't adding significant value to their video. That's why we've built tools to help you easily identify the content being claimed in your video and remove or swap out claimed music with copyright-safe tracks from the free YouTube audio library. We're also now requiring claimants to add timestamps to these claims so you know exactly which piece of your video is being claimed. We've also updated our editing tools so that when you remove the content manually claimed in your video, the claim is automatically released, restoring monetization to your video if you were previously monetizing. Why does my content, which is clearly fair use, keep getting claimed by Content ID? Automated systems like Content ID can't determine fair use, which is a subjective case-by-case decision that can only be made by a court. While YouTube can't arbitrate fair use disputes, and automated systems like Content ID can account for fair use, this doesn't mean that fair use can't exist on YouTube. If you're a creator, you should avoid relying on fair use unless you understand how the rules work and you're prepared to defend your position through the Content ID dispute process and potentially the counter notification process. This forces the claimant to withdraw or to file a lawsuit. This isn't a decision that should be taken lightly or without legal advice, but it is the most powerful step you can take if you want to pursue a fair use defense, and will force the most thoughtful review from the claimant. And that's it for fair use. Check out more info in our help center linked in the description below, and be sure to check out the other videos in our copyright series linked here. Bye.
Sorry, just realized that. Blue Topaz, you're no longer welcome on this chat. I can tell you that. So you need to, if anybody can see Blue Topaz, I want her blocked immediately. Blue Topaz is not allowed in this live at all. You guys, any of my moderators see Blue Topaz, I want her out. She's not welcome here. Yeah. So that's the law. That's straight from YouTube. That's the video. You know, these people that think that they have a right to stream, and I've seen a lot of creators do that, even ones that I like and trust. I've seen them do it themselves. So yeah, you can't do that. Yeah, I got some coffee. There's not too many Starbucks on the interstate.
Which is very unfortunate.
So it's like I had to go and get this. As soon as I see a Starbucks, I'm getting me a peppermint mocha. I'm dying for a peppermint mocha.
I want to try it and never tried it.
So
Angie,
we are.
Tell people about the searches around Summer Wells. Talk more about Summer Wells.
The searches?
Like what we're gonna do around Beach Creek.
No. Absolutely. Anyways. All right, guys, we're signing off. Thank you.